This is obviously a picture of the Lone Ranger. Okay, the Lone Ranger. It's very well. I don't know how popular he is today and shit. There was a horrible movie done by Disney years ago where Johnny Depp fucked up and wore red face, I guess you'd call it, and shit. And the movie was trash. Okay, but when I was a kid growing up, the Lone Ranger would come on like Sunday mornings and shit. And I would see this before I was ferried to church, right? And years later, I never knew the actual origin of the Lone Ranger mythos and whatnot. But believe it or not, he is actually based on a real person and shit. And ironically enough and shit, this will make a lot of people groan. He is based on a black lawman, okay? So yeah, the Lone Ranger is based on a black man, all right? The famous, the famous figure of the West, I would say. His name is Bass Reeves, and this is his picture and shit. Yeah, yeah, this guy. This guy was a police officer and a bounty hunter and shit, and he was a badass from all accounts and shit, all historical accounts, even the outsiders' own history and literature and shit. Recounts this guy is a very proficient at his job and shit of catching criminals, and meting out justice when needed and shit. And you would say like, well, I don't make the connection. How the fuck is this guy, related to the Lone Ranger character and whatnot? Well, I don't know why, but when Mr. Reeves, well, I can kind of guess why. But when Mr. Reeves would carry out a lot of his crimes, I mean, not, see, look at that shit. Look at that indoctrination, right? You hear it in my own fucking voice. But when Bass Reeves was doing his job, going about catching these criminals and shit, he had a habit of wearing a black hood on his head, okay? He had a black hood. Like the Klan wears a white hood and shit. Maybe they got that from him. I don't know. Maybe they stole that from him. I don't think so, but anything's possible. I'm still chuckling about my own indoctrination and shit. But yeah, Bass Reeves would wear like a black hood on his head with two eye holes and shit, which made him an imposing figure and shit, when he was trying to catch criminals. But he was highly proficient at it all up and down during, times when, it would have been dangerous for any black man to, confront a white man and shit, but he was, his whole career, he was just kicking ass and shit. So, obviously there's been interpretations of him in film and literature and shit, a lot of it lacking. And, the reason I'm bringing this up and shit is not just to talk about, not to make some outsiders and racists mad and shit. I don't want them to be mad. I really don't give a fuck, but I want to say, I want to throw I want to be a turd flinging monkey, okay? Chuckle, chuckle for you supremacists. I want to be a turd flinging monkey and shit, right? So currently we're in the supposed quote unquote woke era and shit, right? My people were forced into the woke era, okay? We've been made the face of it when there's something fucking negative that doesn't serve a particular interest group and shit, okay? But my people have been forced into the woke narrative and shit. We're really just normal people trying to survive in your fucking system that you built and shit. Alright? So, here I have, Bass Reeves here, So, in the woke era, everybody's decided that, they're going to separate people into groups. They're going to be the pronoun group, the conservative white right and shit group, the black people who have been forced almost at gunpoint into the woke leftist shit, which is not true. We come in all stripes and colors, and I have no political affiliation before you get started, But okay, I want to talk about entertainment, all right? So, now that we have this shit, and it's hypocritical, by the way, only women directors can direct movies with women as the main character, okay? Gay people make gay movies like they always have. And, which is ironic since Hollywood is largely the kingdom of the pronoun community and shit. Just that kingdom, right? So they decided that women, will make women movies and shit. And in some cases, they make movies with, about men and shit, which has been going on for a long time. But now, because everything's woke and shit, this is some historic thing and shit, you know. And per the course, there's a shitload of agenda politics that's made me so sick to my stomach. I barely watch anything on TV or online anymore unless it's an old movie or if I've heavily vetted the shit. It's disheartening to have to go and heavily vet something I want to watch and shit because I don't want to see identity politics and I don't want my kids looking at the shit and I don't care my whatever wife does. Okay, I don't give a fuck if she looks at it because she likes that shit. So so here we are, right? So I want to tell you right now that they're making a movie. There's a movie going to be made about Bass Reeves. I believe it might be an Amazon movie or something, but there is going to be a substantial budget movie made by him and shit. So considering the woke narrative and everything, you'll think a black person is going to direct this fucking movie, right? Right? A black person is going to direct a movie about one of our heroes, one of our historic figures, somebody we can look up to in truth and reality and shit. This guy was a bad motherfucker. He was a cop too. So if you people out there love the cops and shit and protect all cops, this is your guy. You just have to accept him and shit because he was a cop. But I want to show you the fucking director of this movie about this iconic historic black hero, this lawman of the West, who had to take to wearing a fucking hood to do his job properly without somebody trying to lynch his ass or shoot him in the back. Not that they didn't try, but lost heavily. All right? Here you go. Here's the director of the Bass Reeves movie. All right, here she is. Her name is Chloe Zhao. That's right. A retarded-looking Chinese woman and shit. And I don't mean any offense towards people that have mental issues, okay? This is not the kind of shit, so don't glean on that to try to fuck with me or nothing. It's not going to work because I don't give a shit, all right? But I honestly, I'm not talking about somebody with actual mental issues, but she looks inbred, okay? This is Chloe Zhao. So this name might be familiar. She's already won some awards and shit. I don't even care to say if it's an Oscar or not. I don't even care shit because the shit is all fixed. It's all fixed. It's not on merit or nothing. Somebody just picked her that year. All right, that's how I feel about it. Fuck her movie. She's done 2 movies. The second of which is soon to be premiering the Eternals and shit, right? Almost 3-hour superhero epic and shit, but all reports say that it's a snooze fest and it's gonna bomb to high hell and shit. And it has the distinction of having a gay married couple who kiss in the movie. Like one of the superheroes is a gay man who, one of them is a brother and shit. This Brian Tyree, whatever his fucking name. I'm not gonna put his picture up right now because I'm gonna shit on that movie later. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna shit on that movie. But yeah, the brother is the I guess the power bottom and shit of a couple, a gay couple, when they share a kiss. Well, that's great, man. In a 2-point-something-hour movie that's supposedly a snooze fest and shit. So I think the shit's gonna bomb. I think the fucking movie's gonna bomb, and this is her backup plan. Because a lot of times directors know when they're fucking up, their handlers, their managers, they be lining up these movies. They be like, hey, sign this shit so you can stay out of director's jail. And this bitch is gonna monkey branch to Bass Reeves and shit. And, considering this is the woke era and shit, should she be making a movie about a black man? What does a Chinese woman know about a black man's life and shit? What does she know other than what she can read in books? And I don't think she's even gonna do that. She didn't read any of the source material for her current movie, The fucking Eternals. She just went in there and she changed everything she wanted. She gender swapped people and she just changed everything, even down to hair color and shit. She even changed the bad guys, okay? She changed the fucking deviants from humanoid creatures to like these fucking shits that look like messed up horses or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not here to talk about that right now. I'm gonna shit on that movie later. Trust me on that. I'm gonna shit on it as soon as I look at it, okay? I'm gonna come back and you don't have to watch the fucking review, but I'm telling you I'm gonna shit on this movie. Alright? So now she's gonna direct a Bass Reeves movie. I hope that shit doesn't go through. I hope she goes to some other shit. Alright? Now when they made that Shang-Chi movie, You didn't see no brother directing that. They could have got Antoine Fuqua or some shit like that. They didn't. Marvel ain't ringing his doorbell for him to direct no fucking movies. They're supposed to have a Blade movie coming up where they're probably gonna gender swap Blade or have him swapped out for his like supposed daughter, his black butch daughter, and that's being directed by a black female lesbian. All right, and straight up, you can't make this shit up. So yeah, I'm a little upset that this retarded looking female who was the director like the sum total of two movies, one of them very undeserved and shit in a giant franchise, which she's gonna be single-handedly fucking up the whole phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not that I care anymore. You know, she's gonna monkey branch and do a movie about a black lawman in the West and shit. Come on, take a look. Tell me this bitch knows anything about making a fucking western or something, okay? She, all accounts, she don't know how to make shit, but in little personal pieces of shit. Now she's got this fucking, she's gonna fuck with one of our characters, and you know I'm just not standing for it, okay? So I'm gonna shit on the Eternals, and I'm gonna shit on this Bash Reeves thing, and I'm just gonna shit on her in person. Your movie looks like shit. It's a snooze fest, and I'm gonna bomb the crap out of it. Okay, I'm just coming out. I'm gonna bomb this shit. I'm gonna make a review. No, probably 2 or 3 people gonna watch it. It'll make me happy. Anyway, Bash Reeves made me do this. Okay, he channeled into me, and he told me to send this message out. Miss Zal, kiss my ass.